and welcome to the Batch Lady, where today I'm going to show you how to make 10 meals in 1 hour, okay? I promise you, it's that simple. We are going to make 10 minced meat based meals in 1 hour, okay? They're all quite similar meals. We're batching them all together using recipes that use the same ingredients, okay? It means it's so easy to do. I'm going to do lots of these coming up with chicken, with fish, with all different ones, but we're starting with minced meat first. So on the Batch Lady channel, I show you how to make fast, simple, homemade meals you can make in advance, put in your freezer and use whenever you want. So your weekday nights are so simple when you come home from work. You're just heating something up, feeding the family, feeding yourselves, and you are done. So today I've got my recipes laid out here, so I just want to explain to you how you would start doing this, okay, and how the video is actually going to work, because this video can't be an hour long. YouTube and Facebook won't let me put an hour video up. So as I start to make it, I'm not going to go through each recipe, because I'm going to make each recipe, but I'm not going to tell you the quantities, and you're going to see some bits fast forwarded. So if you want any of the recipes, you will get them at www.thebatchlady.com, and you just have to look under minced meat section, okay, and you will get all of these recipes. You can print them out. That's exactly what I've done. I've printed out every recipe that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to follow it as I go, and it's the order that I do it in that will help you see how to do it. So then you can print off your recipes, know what you're going to cook, and watch this video and see the order that it's done. Because by doing things in a certain order and batching together, you save so much time. You also save waste because you use every bit of food, and you therefore save money because you're using everything and you've not got leftovers and you're portioning out correctly. So if you want to save time, money, food waste, be more organized, then this is for you. Okay, so first we're going to start off with our frozen diced onion and our minced beef, okay? Now I am making, here we go, I'm making homemade tomato sauce, I'm making burgers, and everything I'm doing, I'm doubling it, okay? I'm making burgers, I'm making meatballs, I'm making fajitas, spaghetti bolognese, and chili. So I have 5 recipes plus my homemade sauce, and every recipe I'm doubling. So I'm going to get 10 meals out of the end of it, okay? So what you want to do is use a whole bag of diced onions, and you want to put them in a large pot over here on your stove, okay? Just pour in your diced onions. I've already done it because I need to have my fan going when I put so much meat on, and you can't then actually hear me. And your steak mince. In my pot, I have my mince and my onions, and they're just browning, okay? So they're on there and they're just starting to brown. So as they are browning, just give them a quick stir. You have about 20 minutes where you can do something else. So the first thing you're going to do is get a tomato sauce on the go, okay? Now this may seem complicated, it's not. When you do it the first time, you'll think, oh my God, and then you'll do it again and you'll get used to it, and it'll be really easy. This is how I cook all the time. Take your tomato sauce recipe and you're just going to follow the recipe, and you're just going to put it all in the pot together. So my recipe, I'm doubling the recipe, so I'm putting 4 cans of chopped tomatoes. Okay, 4 cans of tomatoes, 2 tubs of 40 pence passata goes in. Getting splashed here. So this has made a huge pot, okay? Anything that's not used, I'll keep it for pizza toppings and various things and just freeze it. I need 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, which is about that. That's how I work in my house. My salt, pepper. You can add as much of this as you want. I don't add very much salt and pepper. I'm going to salt and pepper other things or do it at the table. I also want some Italian seasoning. A bit, so I'll open this side instead, and I want actually about a teaspoonful, but I'm doubling the mixture, so I'm actually going to make it a tablespoonful, maybe even a bit more, depends how much you like. Okay, mix it around, get it on the stove. That's going to just bubble away and thicken. Perfect. Now that's going to start boiling and bubbling away and getting thick, which is exactly what we want. So give your mince a stir. Make sure it's browning very well. Your tomato sauce is already on. Give it a stir. Now, one of the things that I like to use to make my meal healthier, as you'll see, is I often use grated carrot. This carrot I already had from the weekend because I'd made coleslaw. Usually I would just buy bags of grated carrot, so I wouldn't be grating it myself. If I do a big batch cook like this, I buy it already grated from Asda or Tesco. But I'm just going to put in some grated carrot now that that mince has started to brown. And next we are going to make homemade burgers because we've got a bit of time. There's nothing we can do. We're stirring a pot, okay? So I'm going to get my mince, another packet of mince, because my burgers I'm not cooking, okay? My burgers I'm making raw. So we've got our burger mince. Next we are, let me just wipe my hands. Right, always wipe your hands if you've been touching raw meat. Now, for this recipe, it's very easy. You just want Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of mustard and some Worcestershire sauce, which you can do in a bowl if you want, or you can just jab it in as you go along. Okay, just wipe my hand with that. Salt and pepper. You don't need an egg or anything. The mustard and the Worcestershire sauce help bind it together. Okay, now you just mix it around. Right, now the best way to make burgers. That'll be so tasty, this is how I always make them at home. Okay, so you're going to half the mixture. Okay, and with 1/2, you're going to pad it out. You're going to cut it in half and quarter it. Then each quarter is the same size. The burgers are now all the same size. Okay, give them a roll up and put them on the board, and then you can flatten them down before you put them in the bag. So your mince is browning, your tomato sauce is bubbling, you're multitasking. Okay, so I'm going to freeze these in a Ziploc bag. Beside them, I'm going to put some corn on the cob, and I'm going to put some 4 burger buns, and that's going to be a meal. You can even put some potato wedges beside it in the freezer, so you're just grabbing that whole meal out at once. Okay, so I've already made 2 sets of evening meals of burgers. Okay, next we are going to go on to make meatballs, because we're going to make our meatballs and put them in the oven for 15 minutes. While they're in the oven, we're going to continue making stuff that's on the top. Okay, so we're going to make our fajitas and our spaghetti bolognese, then our chili. So for our meatballs, we just need our other pack of mince. Right, so just get your meat laid out on the board again. So I just gave this a quick wipe when I was finished with the burgers and we're ready to start again. So I've got my meat, and all I'm going to use is an egg and some Worcestershire sauce, some dried Italian seasoning, and an egg, Worcestershire sauce, dried Italian seasoning, and my mince. That's all. So quickly wash my hands, bring it back. Right. Okay, so we are going to take our egg. Just check on your mince there to make sure. Mine is still, it is not burning, it's just bubbling away. So we're going to take an egg, put it in the middle. We're going to take our salt and pepper, and again do this in a bowl. Now, again, if you want meatballs all the same size, you're doing the same as the burgers. You want them to cook at the same time, and you are going to put them on a tray with some silver foil. The reason you want to put them on a tray with silver foil is you don't want to have to wash the tray very much or chisel it off. So again, I'm just going to finish these off in fast motion, and you will see that we're just going to finish our 2 family meals of meatballs. Okay, bear with. Okay guys, so we've done our meatballs, okay? They are finished on the tray, raw, ready to go in the oven. So let's get them in. We know we've got 15 minutes. So, just to recap, we have made 2 sets of burgers. We have made our tomato sauce, we've browned all our mince that we need for the next 3 recipes, which is fajitas, spaghetti bolognese and chili, and our meatballs are in the oven, and they're in the oven for 15 minutes, okay? I've got a bowl in front of me. I'm fed up slistering about. I've got a bowl, And I've also got my labelled bags, okay? Now, I just label these with a Sharpie right onto the bag, and I do it before the food goes in. For some reason, once you put the food in, it won't label very well. So, I've got 2 bags here for fajitas, okay? Now, I'm putting these in, and the meat's still quite warm, so I'm going to leave them open to cool, okay? Just till they've properly cooled. Right, I know that I need 1 cup of mince for my fajitas, okay? So before I put them in the bags, I'm taking my 1 cup, I'm going to take a heaped cup of fajitas and another heaped cup. Because I'm making 2, remember, okay? I'm making 2 portions. So 2 heaped cups. Might add a bit of extra. Right, there we go. And we're going to get our fajita seasoning. So, to make fajitas, before I put the tomato sauce in for the rest, okay, so I don't want the tomato sauce for my fajitas. I'm just using some fajita seasoning that I got. And I know that I need 2 packets, these little packets. I need 2 packets for, or you can use 1.5, depending if your children don't like it too spicy. And I'm going to take a spoon and give it a mush around. Now, because it's warm, it's still quite wet. You can add some water to it if you think it needs some water added to it. But this with the, if you can see that, with the carrots, is actually quite wet. And that is going to be what I use to make fajitas. Okay, so when I'm going to divide it up. That's all I'm going to put in it, really simple. It's already got my onions, it's got carrots, it's got the mince, and it's now got the seasoning. So I know I need half the amount in each bag, okay? So I'm just going to, I don't use very much mince because I would rather that the kids put their lettuce and their tomato and their cucumber and everything like that on it. So I'm not into using tons of mince in my fajitas, but I'll make sure that the bags are roughly about the same. Right, I'd say they're roughly about the same. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm just going to put this in the wash. So what's up next? We've made our meatballs, we've made our fajitas. We are into very easy spaghetti bolognese. Now, basically, our spaghetti bolognese is made. We're just going to add the tomato sauce in, okay? So I'm going to keep some sauce for the meatballs. So I'm going to keep some in the end of the pot for the meatballs. And the rest is going in this pot. We have literally made our spaghetti bolognese. So let's find it. Find your bags that are labelled. Move my meatballs out of the way. So if you were to follow my recipe, everything that we've done for spaghetti bolognese is exactly the same as the main recipe, okay? So it's got in it, it's onions, garlic, carrots, tomatoes, passata. I mean, everything is in there. Now I know that I need 1 cup, one of these American cups will feed each of us, okay? So my daughter will have less than 1 cup and my husband will have slightly more than 1 cup, so 4 cups. So work out your portion as a family. What's your portion? Everybody's different. Some people 1 cup would be way too much. Okay, so I know that is roughly how much I need for my family of 4. My bag is already done, and what I do is I write on it spaghetti bolognese times 4 and I put the date on it. We have now got 2 spaghetti bologneses, okay? Now, when it's freezing cold, you can then seal it flat, put it in your freezer. When you want it, take it out, allow it to defrost, probably overnight, grab it out the night before, and then you are good just to heat it up and put some pasta on. So there's nothing you need to do midweek. All of this mess you're not doing midweek, okay? So we've got a little bit of mince left in our pot. We're going to eke it out by making some chilli. I've got 2 cans of red beans, okay? 2 cans of kidney beans. I'm just going to quickly drain. You can use 1 can, but I'm going to use a can per meal because we like kidney beans, all of us. So it's a really good healthy way of eking out the mince, and it makes it cheaper, okay? I'm just using cheap 50p cans. Let me just pour it out. Okay, so what's left in my pot is my leftover mince and onions and carrots, and I'm now going to add my chili powder, and I've put my kidney beans in there, okay? So my chili powder, I'll just refer to the recipe. My 5-minute family chili, I need 3 teaspoons of chilli powder. And my chilli is now done and it's ready to be portioned. Chilli bags, they're already labelled, ready to go. And I know that I need a level teaspoon of chilli. Let's lay out our chilli, our spaghetti bolognese, our fajitas, our 2 burgers. Put this away. And the only thing left that we've got to do is to check on our meatballs. I like to cook the meatballs first before I freeze them. It's just our preference. I think they're much better and then you put them in the sauce. Our meatballs are cooked. I'm going to lay them on here. They are going to get put into the sauce that's left here, and that's going to get divided up into 2 other meals, okay? That is how you make 10 meals in less than an hour, all for your freezer, ready to go. Let me know what you think. This is batching at its best. If you want to give it a go, please get in touch. You can get all my recipes, www.thebatchlady.com, and this is me doing 10 mince meals in an hour. Look out for my chicken one coming soon. Let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think. Have you given it a go? Do this, it will revolutionise your life. It will make it so much easier when you come in from work. Let me know how you get on. Bye!